Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This is Liz from West Star Herbs, West Star Health and Healing, West Star Tarot. And just recently I sat down and was meeting with a friend of mine just to do readings for each other and kind of have a little tarot study group. And we decided that we would start taking a walk through the majors and do one card a week. For 22 weeks, and we decided, of course, to start with the Fool. And so I wanted to talk to you all a little bit about this journey and about what I'm seeing in each of the majors. I decided to base it at first on Rider Waite Smith, but then I thought, well, I think it widens your understanding and your meaning for cards when you look at more than just one type of deck. So instead of just doing Rider Waite Smith, that is what I'm going to start with, however. I brought out a number of decks that I've been using lately and that I like a lot. And I thought that I would talk today about this card, the Fool. So here's a standard Rider Waite Smith deck with really a lot of yellow in it. And so when I look at this card, what stands out to me the most is that yellow. It's really a lot of yellow. And so it gets me thinking to what does yellow mean, the color yellow, and the third chakra, what does that stand for. And so I just really started thinking a lot about the color yellow. And I do think that the color yellow is very cheerful. It's very bright. It's very sunny. And I do think that that is one of the predominant meanings of this card. It's full of joy, enthusiasm, optimism, a sense of joie de vivre and adventure. That is at least one way we can look at the Fool. So it's about freedom and adventure and taking a risk. Is the Fool being foolish by getting so close to the edge? Is he going to walk off the edge and take a bad fall, maybe even to his death? Or is he taking a leap of faith? Which one is it? Here we have the Fool from the Light Seers Tarot. And instead of facing forward, she's leaning back. It's like she is just going to free fall into it. And I see there in the pool of water a sacred geometry diagram. And so from that, I'm thinking that the universe has got her back and that this is an okay risk for her to take. She's trusting the universe and she's trusting that the universe has her back. And so she's just going to free fall into whatever it is that she finds as she starts off on this journey. Here we have the Fool card from the New Era Elements. And this is a really interesting one. This little person is about to incarnate. And what kind of an adventure will they be going on? Again, when we make the decision to move from the spirit world into the physical world, we are taking a risk. And we are, in most cases, I would say, looking to grow beyond where we were before we incarnate. And so this is about a journey and taking a risk, but it's also about growing and developing and evolving as we go on that journey or that adventure. Here is the Fool card from the Wildwood Tarot. It's called the Wanderer. And so this Fool is off on an adventure. And you can see he's or she's got a rainbow pathway guiding them. And so you can see as they step forward the rainbow is always there to block them falling and to help them move forward onto their wandering journey. This is one of my favorite Fool cards from one of my favorite decks. This is from the Gaian Tarot, and I don't know if you can read that, but it says the Seeker. So this is a little bit of a different take. It's a little bit more like the Wildwood than the Rider Waite Smith. This looks like more of a planned journey, less of a leap of faith and less of a free fall into trusting the universe. But this young person has decided to go off on an adventure, and instead of a dog companion, they have this beautiful fox, and you can see she's looking ahead. The river is her pathway, and then in the distance there's mountains, and there are mountains also in the Rider Waite Smith. You can see that. And I often think of mountains as potential obstacles, definitely as a challenge. And so she knows as she goes off on her journey that there will be challenges ahead, but she's ready for that. She has her pack, she has her walking stick, she has her trusty companion, and she's ready for the adventure. She's ready to take a risk. She's ready to go climb the mountains and tackle these obstacles and challenges as they come her way. So I think there's some recurring themes with the Fool card, and trust, I think, is definitely one of them. You have to have this sense of trust in the universe or in life if you are going to take a leap of faith. And there it is summed up, a leap of faith. So you have to have faith and a sense of something there to protect you, to guide you, to take care of you as you go off on your journey. This is the Fool card from the Next World, and I love this one. So this one talks about, in seeking stability and security, do we risk losing our soul? And so this person decided, yes, that seeking safety and security, kind of going down the standard conforming pathway, seeking stability, seeking security and safety, did cost them their soul. And so they have packed it all in, and they have decided to go on an adventure. I think also this card speaks to new beginnings. There's a sense of innocence and naivete and foolishness. So there's this balance between, when you're taking this leap of faith, are you acting foolishly, or is it that you have faith and you know that things will turn out okay? Or if they don't, you're okay with that. You just want to go on an adventure, grow and evolve, and see where life leads you. So these are some of my thoughts on the Fool. I'm thinking also surrendering to the call of the wild, surrendering to the journey. And also there's a cyclical nature, as we get through the majors, as the Fool's journey goes through the majors, and we end up at card 21, the World, which is about completion. What happens next? Well, we go back to zero again. So the Fool card is not only about beginnings, but it's about endings followed by beginnings. And so I think we can even say it's about new beginnings. It's about a spiritual quest, a pilgrimage, and as I said, taking that leap of faith. And sometimes I think you get to a point in life where you are stable, you are secure, you're middle-aged or older, you've worked hard all your life, you've done the expected, you've been responsible, you've had a job that maybe you weren't crazy about, but it paid the bills, you raised your family, you kind of made the right choices and did the expected thing. And now it's like, empty nest. I'm finishing up my career, my work life. Maybe I'll still be working, but not as much. So what do I want to do now? So I think as you get older, into your 50s and 60s and maybe even beyond, you start to look at your life and you think, you know what? I was the good girl. I followed the rules. I played by the rules. I was responsible. I made the decisions that let people have dinner each night, and we could have heat in the winter and so forth. And the kids had a safe place if there were children involved to grow and evolve themselves. But now I've finished that part of my life, and so what am I going to do? Well, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time at this point in your life to trust the universe and to let go of all the trappings and to stop going by the rules and stop playing by the rule book and being the good girl or good boy, and just letting go and free falling into that pool of water and seeing where life brings you next. So that's my take on the Fool for now. Next up will be the Magician, and I'll see you then.